You will not find another tape from last year of any quarterback in the country, especially in the SEC, that has a better big-time throw film out there. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs. I'm doing Kate's voice because Kate sounds like he's very tired behind the glass. Luke Evangelist, always happy. Nick Savage, always in the middle. Is that fair?
Fair.
Like,
Completely
you're never too happy.
I'm happy today. I think we did really, really well.
This is a true assessment. I'm either really happy or really angry.
Okay.
He's always happy.
Yes.
You are, hey, you won $1 million. Thanks. Hey, you're broke your
guess
foot.
who's always
You're back.
angry?
Who? OB?
On our team.
Me?
No.
Who? Billy?
No.
Who?
Richard.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
the little angry man. Yes.
So we have levels. We have a little bit of everything.
The TexAgs team is like inside out. We've got happiness, sadness,
Yeah,
fear.
that's it. See, I saw that second one not so long ago, so I get that
That was
reference.
good.
So who's the happiest TexAgger?
Yeah,
Gotta
Luke,
be me.
Luke,
Yeah,
Luke Evangelist.
You just smile. You don't
But,
talk happy.
What?
Talk happy is like
That's not
this.
true.
The talk happy is like, hey, we're here. This
That's
is
fake, though.
no, but
that's
that
like
is a
totally
happy
fake.
person.
Yes.
What about the rewind?
Yeah, we've been
What
making our
happened to the
intros to the rewind like longer than the rewind itself.
You know what? It's my freaking show.
It
I don't
is.
care.
It
I'll
is.
do a
You're the
20
boss.
minute rewind.
Sure.
Right? If you're laughing at me, good for you. Sorry, somebody was laughing at us. All right, tell I don't even know what we had. We had so many guests today. We're great.
We had, according to the story, Chris Phillips. We had JD Pickell. We had Jordan Rodgers. And we had Commissioner Greg Sankey.
Sankey,
We can-
sanctified.
We could make another rewind with everyone who didn't make the rewind. That's
That
how
was- yeah.
sweet.
Rewind. Rewind
Rewind.
2.0.
Or wind.
People are texting me. You know what you need to do? Just watch the rewind. They are hosting Notre Dame, who's an expected top 10 team. I don't know if I feel that about Notre Dame yet. When you see Notre Dame and Riley Leonard and Mike Denbrook going over there, what do you think?
Well, first off, I think Kyle Field's going to be rocking. We
Yep.
know that, right? I think the folks down in Aggie Land are going to want to live up to that number one ranking on EA, toughest places to play. It's like, all right, let's show the world why that's the correct ranking, right? So Kyle Field's going to be shaking. I think it sets up well for Texas A&M. I think for Mike Elko, I mean, again, you get college game day. You kind of have all eyeballs on you. I like Texas A&M in the game personally. I mean, I think Notre Dame for sure. I think it's going to be a great game, back and forth, competitive ball game. But I like the Aggies. I really do. I think they're going to come out fire and come out running. I think Mike Elko is going to want to obviously kick off the tenure in a big way. And, you know, I'm leaning A&M in that game. And again, you give me that home crowd, that hostile environment, Notre Dame coming in. They lost a lot of pieces from last year. I like Texas A&M. And that could be the tone setter that really kicks things off and sets up the Aggies for a big year. Mike Elko, year one.
A&M has not won a road game, a true road game, since Missouri 2021, which was the week after A&M beat Alabama. So they got to go to the swamp. Yeah,
That's
it
a hell of a
sucks.
stat.
The stat sucks. All right, I hate it.
It kind of kills the people, the energy to go to these SEC venues. It's like, well, been a while, right? Since we had a positive.
And all of them, I think all of them, I got to remember, they all like literally they should have won or had a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
I think that fate's going to change for Texas A&M this year. You know,
Will it change in September?
I think it will. We're going to be dropping, kind of spoiler alert, we're going to be dropping on our entity game-by-game predictions for every SEC team. I believe I did have Texas A&M winning that game in the swamp. I think I do like the Aggies there. Both teams have questions, obviously, but you know, I think Connor Wegman, the whole, you know, admittedly, I've been someone, any A&M fan listening to this, they know I've been a little bit more conservative than most of my expectations, just because I want to give A&M an opportunity to prove it.
How difficult is it to maybe assess a team like A&M? Because there are these built-up narratives from prior regimes, right? You know, Jimbo to before and, you know, the one-offs. But also understanding how close they actually have been the last few years. And I maintain, I think you get the right coach in there with the right quarterback and the right culture. I mean, there's a lot of what you need, right? But I don't think they were that far off, yet it felt like a million miles away.
And that's the thing that's so tough about A&M, because the brand in itself is such a lightning rod, as you well know. And so anytime you say something positive about A&M, there's the college football public that's heard so many times, A&M is going to be a playoff team. A&M is going to compete for the SEC. And it's like, oh, we're doing this again. And it's like, well, maybe that was something other people said, but like new people now are having new opinions. Like I have never personally been on the train that A&M was going to be an SEC contender, you know, for better or worse. I think with Mike Elko this season, it's a lot of, Let's lay the foundation. Let's put the right things in place. And then going forward now, past just this season, let's get excited about the future. The other part, too, with A&M, don't mean to cut you off, the thing with college football as a whole, so much of it is if you have the right input, you can expect a certain output. And to be fair to Texas A&M fans, they've had a great input for a long time, just the output hasn't really reflected that. So all that has to say is I think for Texas A&M fans, they're not crazy. They're crazy in a good way, but they're not crazy in terms of what they've been expecting, and the input has been tremendous for a minute now.
So why not this year? And when I say why not this year, I don't mean 10-2.
Sure.
I'm just saying why not be in that conversation? What do you see as a potential reason for not?
My big thought around A&M is I wonder how long it takes to gel. Okay. Because I think the talent is there. I think you have the talent to be competitive right away, as competitive as you want to be right away. Obviously, Connor Wegman has to translate to what we all believe he's going to be and stay healthy. But I think a lot of it, too, with Mike Elko, for me, the pitch with him was structure, culture, toughness, all those things. And I think we saw it at Nebraska this past season with Matt Rule. They were close in a lot of games, but doing things his way and being a Matt Rule kind of team at Nebraska hasn't totally gotten there. So I think that's more of a bake than a microwave, to be honest with you. Yep. And so it could be this year. It wouldn't overwhelmingly surprise me, but I think probably the year 2, year 3 of the Elko regime is when I really get excited if I'm a Texas A&M fan.
Let the Aggie fans hear Jordan Rodgers, no ties to A&M, no ties to Connor, what you think when you see Wigman on film and in person.
Yeah, putting together the quarterback list was really tough. And I told people I could have put Connor higher, honestly, and justified it. I went back all this past week and watched every snap I could of him, and I just kept coming back to that Miami game. And I get it. Aggie fans know you lost the game, 48-33, whatever it was.
Yep.
You will not find another tape from last year of any quarterback in the country, especially in the SEC, that has a better big-time throw film out there. I mean, it was unbelievable. The throws that he was making under pressure, there was guys free rushing through the A gap, and he was running for his life, but he stuck his back foot in the ground with guys in his face and was ripping intermediate throws downfield. I mean, he was laser accurate. The first interception was a slip. The second one was last play of the game. So those are non-issues for me. I mean, he was as dialed as I've seen anybody. And that was kind of that first time, too. I felt like the offense was starting to do some things to build around what he does best, letting him be in gun, getting the ball out of his hands quick, a lot of movement pre-snap. And I'm like, whoa, we're kind of on to something here, right? And then obviously he got hurt. So I think with Colin Klein and what he'll bring, his unique perspective of creating advantages, especially with the tight end position and some movement pre-snap formationally, he's going to have a hell of a year. I think Connor is. I think so highly of him. And like I said, I probably could have moved him up a couple slots because of the lack of body of work. I knew I'd get heat, and I was like, I'm going to put him here. But I tell you what, I love the kid.
Commissioner Sankey, you mentioned you thought about Dallas back in 2018. What do you think Commissioner Sankey in 2018 would have thought had you told him this is the current landscape of college football here in 2024?
Well, I would have tied my shoes tighter, maybe put a helmet on. There are some things that were foreseeable and some things not foreseeable. So the fact we'd been in litigation was foreseeable at that time. In fact, we had talked about it. The fact that we needed to be in a congressional relations, a federal relations activity, I identified in 2015. We were late to that party. In 2018, we were a year away from California adopting the first NIL law, but we were active in thinking about that. What I would say to myself now looking back is, how do you help people understand that change that has been talked about on the outside is coming and we ought to lead from the inside? And so that was a big part of my commentary Monday was there are all kinds of ideas out there. Those are ideas. That doesn't mean they're solutions. There's not an element of those ideas that we can't drive internally. We just have to become comfortable making that change inside college athletics rather than having it be driven externally. And that is hard. And the difficulty is it's seen as working really well. We have 108,000 people in a stadium. College football is great. We got people graduating at a higher rate. It's great. They go to the pros or they can stay. NIL lets them make that decision. Yeah. It's great, but we've got to come back and address some of the underlying tensions that have been created since that time. And it's actually a great time frame to ask the question about.
Who should do it?
Nick.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Do it. You could put your face on camera and do it with a Luke face.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
That was pretty accurate.
You do laugh
I-
like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. Just kidding. Next time. We'll see you. Bye.